Good morning, good afternoon, and happy last trading day of 2025. And it was a green day today, thankfully, to end the year. I would have hated to go into 2026 with a red day to end the year, but thankfully that was not the case. NCL is awesome today. Now, of course, it was a little bit slower today. It is New Year's Eve. Of course, the market's closed tomorrow. So we had to stay picky, had to be selective, and thankfully was able to take home a green day today. I'm going to break down every entry that I took, every trade that I took, why I took it, why I did what I did. That way you can go into 2026 a little bit smarter. So let's go ahead and dive into it here. Going into the open today, there really wasn't a whole lot to watch, and I sort of told myself into the bell that I was going to be extremely selective today. And so it's always good to have good context of the environment you're trading in. The last thing you want to do is go into New Year's Eve, wanting to get things really going in a big way. You try to nail a home run day on a day that's not a home run day, and you end up forcing revenge trading. Because a lot of people come in on New Year's Eve, they want to end the year with a massive green day, and you just can't do that. You got to treat it like every other day. If there's not much opportunity, let's stay selective, let's stay picky, and you just can't do that. You got to treat it like every other day. If there's not much opportunity, let's stay selective, let's stay picky. And we knew there's going to be a lack of volume today. People are out getting a little bit crazy today, going into New Year's Eve, getting prepped for their New Year's festivities, and then of course going into the sort of long weekend if markets open Friday. But in any case, so this morning I was watching a few things, and I'll show you here. I was watching NCL, ISPC, ULY, FBLG, and IMBS. And I only traded IMBS and NCL, and we'll talk about why that was. Now, starting over here, I'm going to start at the ISPC. We'll look through all of these here, and then we'll work our way back to the best ones for last, as always. And I was watching ISPC today. I'll show you here on the 5-minute time frame, maybe a little bit easier to see. Now, this was one of our leading gappers this morning. This thing was up pretty significantly, of course, from the close yesterday, around 29 cents. This was trading around 39 cents going into market open, and we're putting in place this tightening wedge, sort of, here into the bell. So you had these lower lows and these, of course, lower highs, and I was very curious if this could get breaking out at market open and put in place some sort of area of, look at this here. We got this most recent high where it grabs liquidity over VWAP, and so what I was going to look for here was a simple supply and demand little pivot here. And so I was looking to see if we couldn't get the breakout of this past high, where if price could get going here, you'd look for a bit of a pullback to base off this most recent area of supply, where if the price did pull back and confirm, it becomes an area of demand, of course. And then we'd have range back up into the next highs there, then after to, as you can see right up here, around 50 cents. And then we had, of course, 50 cents to about 65 cents on the daily time frame. So this looked pretty good. Of course, it never broke out, so no break, no trade. I didn't touch this today. But it was a great setup nonetheless, had it broken out, right? It was a good look. So that was that. After that, we had ULY, which I do have a trade on today. And it was a good setup. This tries to get breaking out. Very similar setup to ISPC, actually, almost identical. And so what you have here is, look at this. We've got this sort of, again, flat top setup going into the open. Of course, I know that we have range here up into that pre-market high. And so what happens here is, check this out. You come into the open, and I'm watching the break of that flat top high here, that pre-market high from 360. And so price breaks above. It pulls back, and I get a bad fill here, mind you. I'm trying to get in on this pullback here for the breakup through that previous candle's high here. Now it does get breaking out higher, but it breaks out instantly and then flushes back underneath this most recent candle's high. So I just take a complete exit there. Because what I know is we have, again, pre-market high sitting here. Price pops to the highs to retest that pre-market high and then instantly rejects back beneath this previous candle's high. That's an instant exit for me every single day of the week. So I was able to take a small profit here. I think I made, what, 20 bucks on this or something. I mean, it was hardly almost a flat trade here, better than a loss. It kind of knifed quickly, to be honest with you, but that invalidated the setup entirely. So go ahead and moves on from this. Then we had, what do we have? FBLG, which was also leading gapper this morning. One of the few stocks that actually had news this morning here in FBLG. You can see FBLG here this morning did have some news. And so they had some clinical trial news. And you can see here back in pre-market, this thing was up huge. This thing was up from 25 cents all the way to 30 cents a share. Daily chart was looking pretty nice too. Look at this. If we got the breakout higher of the pre-market highs, I was looking for that continuation up through the 50 moving average to see if we could get up into this most recent high towards 40. And so we've got this sort of, look at this higher low, this lower. We've again got this tightening wedge setup with VWAP right here at the top of the wedge. And so again, almost identical setup here from what we saw earlier on ISPC. Again, this most recent high becomes an area of supply where price reverses lower. I'm looking to see if we can't get a breakout here to play a little bit of a pivot for the move back through previous high day. And again, it looked good, but again, if it doesn't break out, we don't touch it. And so As you can see here, the game plan was to watch it over 32, which was the break of this most recent high. You never got that, so guess what? You don't touch it. Moving on to the good stuff, though, at NCL and IMBS. NCL was fantastic. Look at this here. This thing was so good. This is literally the same setup we've been talking about all morning. Is look at this. You have these lower highs. Well, I guess here you have a flat top high. You got this flat top high sitting right here off of, what is this, 31 cents or so? Sitting off of about 31 cents. The game plan here this morning, as you can see, was to watch it over 31.37, which was this previous high. Okay, perfect. That's exactly what we did here as well. And I said we had range here to 36 and 40. And guess what? The high of day today, look at this right here. What was the high of day? Right there at 37 cents. And so, of course, 40 cents would have been well overhead. But, of course, we had 36 and 40 here. Cool. So now we had resistance or limiter of range there sitting off of 36 cents. Cool. All right, so now I know how I can play this. My safe zone here of playing this is going to be over this 31 cent-ish area for the range here to 36 and 40. Cool. Easy. And so what we see happen here, we see it break over that level and pull back, and you see it breaks here on this 1-2 candle breakout. It pulls back with a 9 EMA rather tight beneath price, not up against price, but tight enough, right, where we can sort of use it as confluence there. It's not overextended just yet. And so I was able to nail the entry there at 32 cents, about 32.20. Stop loss goes down here at 31 cents, so about a cent and a half of risk. And I was able to capture a move here all the way to about 34 cents a share. Okay, awesome. So risk the cent, make about, 2.5. All right, starting with a nice little icebreaker there. This is my first nice one of the day. Now let's try to build off of it a little bit. Right, and so this pulls back again. I'm looking for pullbacks down here off the moving averages because what happens here is price on the initial move here, it breaks out. Again, 1-2 candle move. This third candle pulls back a little bit and consolidates before legging back higher. And so now I know that buyers are liking it in this price range through here. Buyers are liking it through here. All right, so now I want to see it confirm that area again. And so what happens here is price pulls back off the highs, back between a 9 and 20 EMA. And of course, we have this confluence here, the pre-market high right here as well. All right, so cool. Well, what I see here is price pulls back under this candle here and gets instantly bought back up. Look at this. It puts in place this wick off the low. And so now I have this confirmed higher low being put in here. And now I have this confirmed range that I can trade. Where I know, based on past price action, that if I do see higher lows get put in, I can take the entry, risk it off this past candle's low for the range back to, 34.50 to 35. Where we found sellers previously, this past area of supply, right? Because this is currently demand, right? Currently demand. So price confirms I take an entry there. As you can see, entry here at 32.50. Stop loss goes here at 32. A half a cent of risk. I mean, come on, you can't make up. And I got to move here all the way back to 34 cents a share. I mean, come on. 32.50 back a share. It's about a cent and a half win with only a half a cent of loss. Cool. Or half a cent of risk, excuse me. And so then again, it pulls back. I'm going to see it continue higher and, of course, sell the rest down here at my entry. And now I still know, but okay, look. We're still maintaining these higher lows. And so I see it confirm once more. I take a re-entry, right? Stop loss goes again at the bottom of that higher low, right there at 32 cents again. And so again, I'm in here at 32.80, risking 32. I mean, come on, a less cent of risk. For the range back up into these previous highs. So perfect risk to reward here. And able to capture a move here, as you can see, from 32.80 all the way to 35 cents a share, 35.70. Awesome. And so, of course, as price moving higher, again, as this works here, we can see that price breaks these lower highs right here. And so as price breaks these lower highs, let me clear this a little bit. Nope, that's not the right tool. As price clears these lower highs on this candle right here, our stop loss gets raised because structure has been broken to the upside. Stop loss moves here to ensure that candle continues higher. If it breaks down beneath there, then we know it's rejecting, and it's probably done. Candle breaks through the high of day here, and guess what? I'm just trimming up as we 36 cent level because we know that's an area of resistance. And so just trailing those 1 minute candle lows until eventually we see it do what? It tries to break the new high and instantly falls back beneath that previous candle's high. That's a full take profit every day of the week. And so overall in the play here, you can see from 32.80 to about 35.70. And that was that. So, here I've got 1, 2, 4 profitable trades here really on NCL this morning. So really, really happy with that. Super good setup. IMBS is next. And this was good. I wish I could have played this more than I did this morning. But, like I told people in chat this morning, and by the way, the game plan here is to watch it over 540 for the range to 6. It made the perfect move here. Again, over 540, it made the move all the way to, 870 or higher today. And so I was watching this out of the open, but I was also watching NCL and ULY. So, I missed this first. I also don't go chasing anything out of the bell anyways. And so this gets popping up out of the open. I don't go chasing the move, of course. And I'm over here trading my NCL, which, again, like I said, you got to focus where the risk reward is in your favor. And that was NCL for me today. Anyways, this gets going, but again, I was too busy and occupied trading the NCL, so I missed that move. Hey, it is what it is. You know, like I said, you catch two rabbits, you'll miss both. So you got to be focused on what you're doing. And so it happens again. Thankfully, at this point, I can actually get some focus here. And again, I'm just watching for it to tighten up off the 90 MA because this was so extended off of VWAP. It's like on this, but what I have happen here is look at this. It breaks out here. It pulls back off the 90 MA and confirms. Confirms a low here. Well, now I know that we've got some sort of demand sitting through this price range here. So, you know, I know for a fact to hold off the 20 EMA. The 20 EMA here is king. You know, prices maintain the 9 in the morning. Okay. So, in knowing that, I know price has to maintain trend here. Look at this. We have this sort of a, you can say form, which it has to hold. And then, of course, we know we have range to the upside to about $10 a share on the daily time frame, which you can see right here. Let's make that a little bit bigger. Again, which you can see right here. And so we have range here to about 950 and 10 to these past daily levels. Okay, so in knowing that, I had proper risk to reward here, but I also didn't want to take much size just because this thing was, you know, it was just so extended. It wasn't the day. And so this puts in place these wicks off the lows, and again, it does it here too. Look at this. Pulls back once more, puts in place another wick off the low. It's okay. I'm like, all right, trend here is tight. Higher lows confirmed. I take the next entry, looking to see if we can't get that curl higher off the 90 MA. Again, stop loss goes at the bottom of this candle to ensure this maintains those higher lows. I'm looking for the break up to 10. And so I take it here at 770, risking off of 740, about 30 cents a share of risk. I'm able to capture move here at about 850. And so as this halts up, I did get stuck in a halt up here. I was really wanting to see a strong resumption for the move towards 10. Of course, here you're underneath 9. As it opened up, it opened rather weak. You can see here it actually opened beneath the resumption price. I just took a full exit. I'm like, all right, that's cool. So that was pretty much my day here. NCL was perfect. IMBS, I just didn't really, I wasn't able to do much here. I do have a nice win on it. You know, it looks like I've got a nice win on it, but I didn't have much size. I just didn't have much conviction on this today. So, but that being said, an awesome way to end 2025. And this year was a massive year. You know, I want to thank you again every single day. This has been a massive year for us here at Momentum. I've been able to teach over 8,000 traders this year, which is just crazy. We've been recognized now as one of the largest, most reputable trading communities that there is globally, which is, again, amazing to hear. We've amassed over 300,000 followers across all platforms, and we've finally been able to move off of Discord to host our trading tools like our Momentum AI, our trading journal, scanners, news, our live trading streams, everything all in one place now, which is just amazing. And my goal, ever since I started coaching over 6 years ago, was to build a community where you have everything, you know, within a fingertip reach. You need to become a profitable trader. Every single tool that you need, from scanners to journals to live trading streams to alerts to watch list, everything right there. And this year we were able to do that. And so I could not be any more happy. So that being said, this was the last trading day of the year. Again, extremely blessed to be part of your daily routine if you do watch me every day. If you do trade with me every day, again, I love y'all. It's been an awesome year with you guys, and I can't wait to see what 2026 has in store. If you are going out tonight, you're going to get crazy, you're going to go drink it up, please be smart. Be responsible. Call an Uber. Call a friend. Don't drive because I want to see you back trading with me on Friday. All right? So be smart. Be responsible. 2026 is going to be an amazing, amazing year. As always, if you learn a thing or two from this video, make sure to subscribe for daily content just like this. Let's kick off 2026 on an amazing note. And as always, make sure to go down to the description below. Claim your 7-day free trial to watch me trade these stocks in real time every single day. Get alerts, watch lists, chat room access, scanners, news, journals, Momentum AI, and so much more. And that being said, I'll see you there. Have an awesome night, an awesome day off tomorrow on Thursday. And I'll catch you back on Friday. See you guys.